Because in the marketplace that that person was in, a lot of listings were $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. I know for some of you that's almost hard to comprehend. In Naples, Florida, where Fajada lives, you can't get a used car for $50,000, much less a house. So we established a $4,000 minimum commission, no matter what the property sells for was $4,000 commission. So rather than go through that, you just eliminate all the low price properties. Good for you. Lavert, number 3.
Number 3, coaching.
Coaching.
Yep. Since I was 13, 14, Mike, I've always had a director, a choreographer, that mentor, someone that provided me with an outside perspective or a constructive third eye to help me achieve my goals. My need to...
Let me stop for a minute. Okay, you're a professional dancer. Are they critical of you?
Extremely.
Tell them.
Extremely critical. They have to be.
All right, because you know we go to see Celine Dion, we get to go see all the shows. We do it all the time. And sometimes we're sitting there, and I honestly will say this very commonly. I wish every one of our agents could watch the performance, because the performance didn't come as a result of them saying, hey, I think I'll just sing a couple songs. So we're working right now, some of you guys will like this, the show Human Nature here at the hotel. The theater holds 750 seats. So we're working on, for next year on Wednesday, we're going to buy all 750 seats.
Yay!
Okay, which we're going to do. And then we're going to have to decide which of our great clients are going to be with us to see that show. But what we're going to do, and I've already talked to them about it, we're going to do a little 20-minute seminar once everybody's seated before the show starts. And I'm going to tell them, enjoy the music, enjoy the dancing, and watch the precision of what they do. Because that's really what you're being judged on, precision, aren't you?
100%.
Any different on a listing?
Not at all. It's a performance.
Say it again?
It's a performance. It is.
So if you take the attitude of the professional dance steps you learned and apply it to a listing presentation, you get the same results and more money.
I'm trying my best to bring that same thing. I'm struggling with that, but yes, if you take that, if I take that same method of what I did as a professional dancer to what I do now as a professional real estate agent and professional salesperson, I would be more rich than I am now.
Okay. What did you make as a professional dancer? What kind of money did you earn?
Well, I made $100,000 as my last show.
A year.
A year.
Good. Okay.
And the biggest thing for me is I wanted to be able to go into something where I could supplement or at least do the same kind of salary. And real estate definitely was that. So.
Good for you. So you gave up a good job.
A great job. Yeah, great job.
Now, did you have to practice during the day?
I practice probably 9 hours a day to do one show a night.
Okay, so you would do a show, say, at 7:30 to 9. What the hours were?
Yep, we had a 8 to 10 o'clock show.
Okay.
We were a little lazy with Celine. I mean, she had to really protect her voice. We probably had most of the year off. We were supposed to be here for 2 years and we extended out to 5. Yet, we rehearsed in Belgium for a year and a half before we even brought the show to Las Vegas.
Wait a minute, you practiced in Belgium for a year and a half?
For a year and a half.
Before they brought the show to Vegas?
Yes, sir. And when we brought it to Vegas, Franco looked at the show and he said, forget it. And we took another 4 months to create a new show, and that's what.
So you practiced 9-10 hours a day?
9-10 hours a day.
Can you imagine if anybody here said, you know what, I'm just going to take the next year and a half and work on my listing presentation. I'm just going to work on it 9 hours a day. God, but how do, I think the biggest challenge Lavert faces is moving that work ethic over here.
Yep.
Hard, isn't it?
It is. It's extremely
So
hard.
you're using coaching as a method of doing that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We appreciate that. I appreciate what you're telling them a lot. Number 4, Lisa.
Schedule. I am fanatical about my schedule. I have a limited amount of time because I am a single parent, so therefore efficiency for me is key. Making quick decisions throughout the day help keep me on track and on my schedule. If it's not written down, I don't do it.
So you have become, well, but as a flight attendant, there was a schedule.
Yeah.
They never take off on time. They never land on time. It's,
Hurry up and wait. Yeah.
you know, I used to get it when I used to fly commercial all the time years ago. And, you know, they would show a flight from LA to San Francisco at 1 hour and 33 minutes. And I thought, I can run to San Francisco faster than that. And then American Airlines, which used to fly the route, I figured out that what they did is they were trying to impress the public and government with what they call online performance. So they would book the flight for 40 minutes longer than it was, so they could never be late. Now, isn't that ridiculous? Okay? So you have learned to work on a schedule because there's certain things you do from the moment the door is closed to the moment the door is open when we get off.
It's easy for me to be distracted because I am expressive. So,
Okay.
And through the coaching, it's definitely, the schedule is huge for me.
Good for you. Lavert, number 4.
Number 4, goals. When I wish to achieve a goal, I employ accountability around it. I determine my goal, I tell people around me, I get on purpose, and I take massive action to achieve my goals. Telling others helps me stay on task, or in all honesty, it helps me keep my mouth shut.
Good for you. So you're willing to tell everybody that you associate with what your goals are. Folks, if you share what you're trying to do, people will support you. They do it all the time. Good for you. Lisa, number 5.
Exposure to Mike, my coach, and all other great agents involved with the Mike Ferry system. I attend 3 to 4 retreats.
Okay, hold on one second. Exposure to the Mike Ferry system is really the point.
Right.
So you really have dove in,
Yes.
head first, full blast.
Yes. And that's one of my challenges living where I live. I don't have exposure to bigger thinkers, and exposure to you has tremendously helped my career in the last 3 years.
One of the best agents in the history of real estate is sitting in this audience. I mean, she is one of the best ever. Her name is Joan Pate. A lot of you know Joan Pate. I mean, this is the top of the line. I remember many years ago, Joan and I were sitting chatting like this, and I said to Joan, what is your biggest challenge? She said, I live in Salt Lake City. I said, well, that's a wonderful place to live. She said, but we never leave. And she goes, if we don't get out of Salt Lake City, we don't have the exposure to all the people. So you're saying that one of your greatest assets in your blueprint is you're willing to step out of your environment and look at another environment.
Yep, it's helped.
But it takes time, energy, and money, doesn't it?
Correct.
Good for you for doing it. Lavert,
Visualization and affirmations.
visualizations, affirmations.
Both are very important to me. It allows me to create a habit of success by seeing what I want in my mind and saying it out loud. I started
Wait a
doing
minute,
this.
do you actually do it?
Yes, sir.
You actually do affirmations?
Affirmations.
How often?
Every morning.
Okay. Can you just give us one affirmation that you use?
A paragraph.
No, it's too, a paragraph's too long.
No.
Give me a summary. Give me one affirmation.
One of my affirmations is, I'm ready for the rest of my life to rise.
Say it again.
I'm ready for the rest of my life to rise.
I'm ready for the rest of my life to rise.
Yes, sir.
So that's obviously very personal, okay? And you will repeat that time and time and time and time again. Guys and gals, if you take just what he said there, any positive, strong, influencing thought, and you repeat it because you know, and I know that those 2 circles we talked about yesterday, you fill the upper circle with those good thoughts, those kind of good thoughts come out of your mouth and actions. So you really do the affirmations.
Yes, sir.
Good for you. That is great. Lisa,
I work hard to find situations that make me uncomfortable.
I work hard to find situations that make me uncomfortable. Good. Next year, you're wearing that outfit I wore last night.
I'll do it.
Because that was uncomfortable, okay? So you really do have to work. When you live in a place like Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like in the middle of nowhere, okay? I mean, you're as far from humanity as you can get and still see people.
Right.
So give me an example of what you will do to make yourself uncomfortable.
Just little things too. I joined the golf course. That was a little uncomfortable.
A couple weeks ago I said, get out of your box, go join a country club.
That was uncomfortable writing that.
What did it cost you?
10,000.
10,000.
Just
You make 600.
I know. And but the other things like my daughter's activities, signing up to be a mom on those events, and socializing with other moms. That's uncomfortable to me. For me.
Why?
Because I make more than their husbands.
Yeah, great. Because I make more than their husband.
It's a little uncomfortable, to hang
So So you haven't quite gotten used to earning all the money you earn.
I have not yet.
Well, then what Lavert and I would like to do is share 20% of it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so finding things that make you uncomfortable is a big step in your growth.
I gave up my resistance to change.
Okay,
Yeah.
good for you. Lavert,
Systems.
systems.
Understanding the importance of my systems. They are there to help expedite my business, makes me more efficient, provides better customer service, and gets me paid more per hour.
You sound to me, and since I very first time met you, you sound to me very analytical. Okay? Every time we got a conversation, I walked around and said, this guy is really smart, he's really analytical. But your real personality is amiable.
Yes.
But when you talk about things like breaking down your income to the hour, it's very analytical. Okay, she would probably not do that because that just isn't the way she thinks. What makes you think you should do those things?
Because I'm not making as much money as she is.
Good.
I believe that the importance of those systems, Mike, in all honesty, when I first started in the business, I didn't have all these things. I learned all of these things from my coach, from Mike, and I'm adding each of these things each year. So
All the time.
Yeah, and your system, I believe, has helped me take on all these different sort of characteristics, all these different traits.
But really, as a professional dancer, weren't you following a system every day?
100%.
So the truth is, for you, a system is pretty normal.
Yeah.
Okay. For a lot of us, systems are not normal, which is why it's so hard. Lisa,
I work on Mike's 5-minute rule and short-term memory.
you work on Mike's 5-minute rule and short-term memory. Explain the short-term memory.
Well, you know, whether you had a positive day or a negative day, I start at 0 the next day.
Okay, so you do what Ted says.
Yeah. Yep.
So do you know where that short-term memory thing came about? The quarterback for the Detroit Lions, I played golf with him probably 30 times. Okay, Gary Daniels is his name. Lives down in the Fort Myers area of Florida now. And I said to Gary, what is it like when you're back in the pocket ready to throw a pass? And the guy that weighs 330 pounds and runs fast hits you and knocks your head off. He said, well, it's really very simple. You get up, you go back to the huddle, and the only rule in life is you can't allow what happened to be carried forward. Because if I carry what happened to me in the last play forward, I will go back and be defensive and be afraid. Now, guys and gals, if you look at what she just said, develop a short-term memory if you want long-term wins. It's a great thought. Thank you. Lavert.
The choice of success.
Okay, no, let's stop. Everybody write this down. This one was fascinating too. On his blueprint, he wrote the choice of success. So tell us what you mean by that.
When I wake up in the morning, before I put one foot on the floor, I check in with myself, I see where I am, where my head is, and I decide one thing I'm going to achieve in the day. One thing.
You do this every day.
Every morning. Every morning.
And you're not analytical.
No.
Does that sound a little analytical to anybody besides me? I mean, it's so great. When he sent this to me, I actually read it. Then I read it and I went, God, I wonder if he actually does that. Before I put one foot in the ground, when I wake up in the morning, I check in with myself and decide how my day is going to be. God, that is so good. Everybody applaud that one. But you really do it.
It's a habit. It's just a habit. I mean, I wake up, I'm like, oh, good. What's the day going to be like? Is Mike going to put me on stage today? Or so yeah, there was that day, there was that moment of just what's happening with my body. Am I in fear right now? Am I moving forward? What am I deciding that I'm going to bring into my life today?
And how old are you?
45.
Because you look so young. Jeez, I actually thought you were probably 33, 34. Oh my, you're 45?
It's a wow.
Oh my goodness, good for you. That's great. I think we know what's next. How old are you, Lisa?
44.
Are you really? 44? Wow, I would never have guessed that in 100 years. Good for you. Congratulations. So obviously it's not the color of the skin that makes a difference.